were done to me and my people. That is the response that deserves respect. Using the memory of the appalling Holocaust imposed on the Jewish people by Nazi Germany, to which the Western world turned a blind eye so long as they thought Hitler was their friend, using that memory to justify your own Holocaust against another people is a dirtying of that memory. It's a disgusting abuse of that memory, because the Palestinian people had nothing to do with that crime committed in Europe by Nazism against the Jewish people. And the fleeing of many Jewish people to Palestine was forced on them and was not their choice. Many Jewish people from Europe wanted to come to New Zealand and Australia and the United States after World War II, and were denied refugee rights in those countries and forced, given only one choice, that is the choice of going to Palestine. Even the Labour government, after World War II in this country, said it did not want Jews coming to New Zealand. This is despite knowledge of the crimes of Nazism, despite knowledge of the Holocaust, that they refused their right to come as refugees to this country. They were refused the right to go to Australia and the United States, and the numbers certainly that they wanted. They were refused before the Holocaust was unleashed during World War II. They were refused in the 1930s, and they were refused after World War II to combat, to compound that crime committed against the Jewish people, who were given, in many cases, no choice but to go to the land of Palestine. There is, however, no justification for repudiating and terminating another people's rights and imposing your control of that society. It used to be that the Israeli state demanded recognition as a state, and as I have explained, a state without any borders, since they do not define their own borders. They demanded recognition of the Israeli state as a precondition for peace talks. They have gone one step further. They are now demanding recognition of the Jewish character of the Israeli state before they will enter into negotiations around peace. That is, all Palestinian people and their representatives must give up all hope of ever returning to historic Palestine, because there can be no preservation of the so-called Jewish character of that state without institutionalizing racism and apartheid as part of that state and its functioning. 5.5 million Palestinians living in the area will never have freedom inside Israel, whatever its borders are defined, or outside of those borders in the occupied territories. There can be no freedom without complete equality and equal rights, and that is incompatible with a racist, exclusionary character to the state, which they are insisting must be accepted by anyone who negotiates with the Israeli terrorist regime, because that's what it is. You can only maintain the exclusivity of the state, the racial character of the state, by creating a terrorist regime and an apartheid social conditions for the big majority of Palestinian people who live in that area. We reject that, and we say we will boycott everything that comes under the flag of that state until that state ceases to be a racist, exclusionary state denying rights to the majority of the people of the area.
on.